Okay, and now we have the word problems, guys. So go ahead and go down to the bottom part of your notes. Our first question says, it costs the bakery company $72 to make cakes. How many cakes must it sell at $12 every piece to make a profit? Profit being the big word here. So I want to make more money than what I'm spending to make the cake. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my total $72 on the right side of the equation, just like how we learned in the last video. And then I want $12 for every piece of pizza or piece of cake. So I'm going to go and say 12 times P for piece of cake. And I want the profit to be more than what I'm spending. So I want to bring in more per my piece of cake than what I have to spend to make that. So I want my symbol to be facing my P. I want it to be more than, not just breaking even, but I do want to make more than my $72. So in order to solve, instead of timesing by 12, I go ahead and divide by 12. So that leaves me with my pieces of cake need to be bigger than 72 divided by 12 is 6. I'm going to go ahead and my label over there, pieces of cake. And if I was to graph this, just keep in mind 6 would not be a solution. So if I put in 6, 6 is not bigger than 6. 6 times 12 is 72, so they would just break even. If I want to make a profit, I'm looking for 7, 8, 9, 10 slices of cake to make sure that it's more than my money that I've made. Okay, now we got some 2-step ones. So these ones are even more like yesterday's. We're just going to add one more step when we're solving, but it's still the balance beam where that inequality symbol is going to come straight down. So I see 2x plus 3 is greater than negative 12. My step that we learned yesterday, I need to get rid of first is that plus 3. My goal is to get x by itself, so I want to get rid of everything else that's around it. So instead of adding 3, my opposite would be 2 minus 3. So that leaves me with 2x, my symbol came straight down, is bigger than negative 12 minus 3 is negative 15. Did I make a mistake again?
No.
We're good? Okay. So what's my opposite of timesing by 2? Is going to go ahead and divide by 2. So that leaves me with x is bigger than negative 15 divided by 2 is negative 7.5. It is okay to get a decimal, because if I put that in, let's do our check step. What's negative 7.5 times 2 plus 3? Negative 7.5 doubled would give me negative 15. When I add 3 to that, that would give me negative 12. So my check step does work. It is okay to have a negative and a decimal for my final answer. Is there any questions? Good. Okay. All right, let's try one more just like that. So my inequality symbol still coming straight down, but otherwise it's exactly like what we did yesterday. I have negative 3 times x plus 5 is less than 23. My goal is to get x by itself, so I need to get rid of any excess stuff that's around it on the outside first. So instead of adding 5, when I go backwards, my first step is going to be minus 5. I'm doing the opposite of the order of operations, so I got rid of that extra plus 5 first. That leaves me with negative 3 is smaller than 23 minus 5 is 18. Now here's the really tricky part. When I divide this by negative 3, there's something special that happens. Think of the doctor triangle. My answer went from being a positive to what's a positive divided by a negative.
Negative.
Now my answer is a negative 3. So what do you think? There's something special. My answer went from being a positive to a negative. Is this still going to stay the same? This is my one exception. When I times or divide by a negative, my answer went from being a positive side of my number line to now I'm looking at the negative side of the number line. So instead of being less than, my final answer is going to be more than. So I would make a special note to myself over here. If I times or divide by a negative, I need to flip my symbol that's in the middle. So notice in every example we've done so far, it comes straight down. The only difference being when I times or divide by a negative, my answer went from being the positive side of my number line to now I'm at the negative side of my number line. So I need to switch that symbol in the middle. Any questions on that one?
Nope.
Okay. All right, our last one. Our phone company charges $29 per month So that is a one-time flat fee that they're giving me. And then it's 2 cents for every minute of long distance phone calls after that. If you want to spend no more than, so that means my maximum, is $40 per month on the phone calls, how many minutes can you use? Write an inequality, inequality being the no more than, so I want something the same as less than 40, with a variable for the unknown to represent my situation. So just like last time, I have a flat fee of 29. However, we're adding 2 cents for every minute. So I'm just going to say 0.02 times m for minutes. And I want that to be no more than, so my biggest is $40. So my first step is
Could it be equal to 40?
good question, could it be equal to 40? It says no more than, so it is possible to have $40 equals 40. That wouldn't be any more than 40, so then we would be good. Good catch. So yep, and then instead of adding 29, I want to go ahead and get rid of my $29 flat fee. I know I have to pay that once regardless, so that's going to leave me with 2 cents for every minute after that. My symbol comes straight down. So my 2 cents per minute, I want to be less than or equal to $11. And my last step, instead of timesing, I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2 cents. I'm going to show that step on both sides. So my answer is m for minutes, go ahead and write that out, is less than or equal to 11 divided by 0.2
550.
is 550 minutes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Just leave that over here. So my n is less than or equal to 550 minutes. If I want to do my check step, I can put it in and double check in my calculator. So 29 plus 0.02 times 550 should be equal to 40. So I can choose any number of minutes to talk on the phone. Less than that will make my word problem work.